If you've been seeing the words Iran war all over your feed and aren't totally sure what's going on, this video is for you. As of today, March 10th, 2026, the United States is actively at war in the Middle East. American soldiers are dying, oil prices are spiking, and the Secretary of Defense just told reporters that today will be the most intense day of U.S. strikes on Iran yet. So how did we get here? What is actually happening right now? And what should you be watching for? Let's break it all down. To understand this war, you have to go back about 3 months. In late 2025, Iran was already in crisis. Its currency had collapsed, inflation was out of control. Protests erupted in December, starting with shopkeepers in Tehran's Grand Bazaar and spreading across the country fast. The Iranian government's response was brutal. According to human rights groups, at least 6,000 protesters were killed in the crackdown. That caught Washington's attention in a big way. At the same time, U.S. intelligence was warning that Iran had restarted its nuclear program and was developing long-range missiles. In January 2026, Trump publicly told Iranian protesters, quote, "Help is on its way." Then on February 28th, that help arrived. The United States and Israel launched joint airstrikes on multiple cities across Iran, including Tehran, Isfahan, and Qom. The strikes killed Iran's supreme leader, Ayatollah Ali Khamenei. They targeted military sites, nuclear facilities, and government infrastructure. Iran immediately fired back, launching hundreds of missiles and drones at U.S. military bases and American allies across the entire region, including Saudi Arabia, Kuwait, Qatar, Bahrain, the UAE, Jordan, Iraq, and Israel. That was day 1. Today is day 11. Here's what the battlefield looks like right now. On the U.S. side, the Pentagon says it's working. Iranian ballistic missile attacks are down 90% compared to day 1. Drone attacks are down 83%. The military is calling this evidence that their strikes are degrading Iran's ability to fight. But here's the catch. A degraded Iran is still dangerous. Just this morning, Iran launched fresh drone swarms at Saudi Arabia and Kuwait. Kuwait shot down 6 of them. The skies over the Gulf are still contested. 8 American service members have been killed so far. 6 of them were Army reservists from Iowa, not active duty soldiers, but weekend warriors from the Midwest who deployed to Kuwait to help with logistics. They were killed on March 1st when a drone hit their position. Their names were released this week. Meanwhile, in Lebanon, a country that is technically not even part of this war, Israel has been striking Hezbollah targets since the conflict began. Hezbollah fired rockets into northern Israel after the U.S. and Israeli strikes on Iran, and Israel responded hard. The death toll in Lebanon is now over 570 people. More than 750,000 Lebanese have been displaced. That is nearly 13% of the entire country. And in Iran itself, there is a new supreme leader. Khamenei's son, Mojtaba Khamenei, was appointed on March 8th. He has never held elected office, he has no clerical rank, but he has the backing of Iran's Revolutionary Guard. His first public message was defiant. Iran, he said, would decide when this war ends. Now here is where things get a little hard to follow, even if you have been paying close attention. On Monday, Trump told CBS News the war was, quote, very complete, pretty much. That sent markets up. Oil prices fell. People assumed it was almost over. But then hours later, he posted on social media threatening to hit Iran 20 times harder if Tehran tries to close the Strait of Hormuz. That is the narrow waterway through which about 20% of the world's oil supply flows. Oil prices shot back up toward $120 a barrel. Then at a gathering in Miami, he said, quote, "We haven't won enough." So which is it? Honestly, no one seems to know, including the people around him. The administration has not defined what a win looks like. There is no announced end state. That uncertainty is exactly what is driving the market volatility you are seeing right now. Congress tried to pump the brakes last week. A bipartisan war powers resolution failed 47 to 53 in the Senate. Rand Paul was the only Republican who voted for it. So here is what to keep your eye on in the days ahead. First, the Strait of Hormuz. If Iran tries to block it, this war escalates dramatically and oil prices go to levels we have not seen in decades. Second, Iran's new supreme leader. Mojtaba Khamenei is untested. What he decides to do in his first weeks in power will shape whether this ends or drags on. Third, the human cost. 8 Americans are dead. The number in Lebanon is over 570. The longer this continues, the harder it becomes to define any outcome as a victory. And fourth, watch what Trump actually does, not just what he posts. The gap between his social media and U.S. military operations has been wide. The next 24 to 48 hours of airstrikes will tell us a lot more than any statement. That's where things stand on day 11. If this helped you make sense of it, share it, subscribe, and I'll keep breaking this down as it develops. See you in the next one.